What's going on YouTube? My name is Josh with Debt to Dollars, and today I want to share with you how to take your first product and to list it on Amazon successfully. Now, if you're a returning Debt to Dollars subscriber, I do recommend watching this video the whole way through, even if you've already seen last year's tutorial video. And that's because Amazon's made a lot of updates in the past year on how to list your product, and a lot of things have changed. So by using this method, the most up-to-date method on how to list your product, you're gonna ensure that your product listing has the discoverability that it needs to make sure that you can convert some sales. To make things easy today, we are gonna be using this iPhone SE case, and that way you guys can follow step-by-step how I list this. And whether or not you're listing a case or you're listing something completely different, it's gonna be the same identical steps. And the last thing that I want to mention to you guys is at any point in this video, if you have any questions, go down below, leave a comment, leave the question, and I'll do my best to return that answer back to you. Additionally, if you have any more questions that go beyond just that conversation we have here in the comments down below, or you're looking for one-on-one support by me, you can join our Patreon group where you gain access to one-on-one chat features with me, as well as a lot of different features that can really help accelerate your Amazon seller journey. Okay guys, let's get started today with how to create your first Amazon account. Okay, so the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is to create our Amazon seller account. Now, an Amazon seller account is going to allow you to list products, sell products, and is really just meant to host your store there on Amazon. So to simply, all we have to do is go to Google and type in Amazon seller sign up. And you're going to look for the first link that's not an ad, which is actually right here. You can also access this webpage by going to the description of this video, and I put a link in there for you that will take you directly here. Now, before we go ahead and sign up for our Amazon seller account, I do want to point out one mistake that's very easy to make for a lot of beginner sellers on Amazon, and that's the sign up button right here. So if you were to go ahead and click sign up, it's already telling you below that they're going to charge you $39.99 a month, plus any selling fees, which is normal. But the thing is that a lot of Amazon beginner sellers, even myself, I made the same mistake, is that they are unaware that there are actually two seller type accounts. So in the US, there's a professional account and there's an individual account. If you go ahead and you click that orange button right there that says sign up, you're gonna immediately sign up for the Amazon professional account, which you probably don't wanna do if you are new to the service on Amazon and you aren't entirely sure if this is gonna be for you. So the professional account costs $39.99 a month and you get unlimited sales. Now for the individual account, you only pay per sale that you make. And what you pay Amazon is 99 cents flat, regardless of the sale price of that product, per each sale that you make. So if you make a sale on a product, say this iPhone SE case, say we sell this for $10. If we are using an individual account, we are just gonna pay that 99 cents to Amazon to use that account. I recommend using the individual account starting out. That way you can ensure that you like selling on Amazon, that it's profitable for you and your business, and that way you're not just funneled into paying the $39.99 each month if you're not going to use it. If you are looking for more information on those account types, I'll put a video in the cards above that you can check out, and it'll tell you all you need to know about those fees and everything associated with those account types, and then you can make the best decision for you. So for this account, I'm going to use the individual seller account, which is actually hidden in a sense down below here between two sections. And so as you can see, Amazon is sneaky. They do want to make sure that you sign up for their professional account and not the individual seller account unless you're aware of it. But fortunately for you, you're aware of it. So between these two sections, click this sign up to become an individual seller if that's what you want to do, and that's what I recommend doing when you start out. Again, you can always become a professional seller. This will take you to the email and password page here. You can use an existing email address that you already use for your Amazon account that you use to purchase products that they ship to your house. All it's going to do is take that account and link it with a new Seller Central account. That way you kind of have a combined usage for that. I recommend using that same account, or you can go ahead, you can create a new email, maybe your business email, and put it in here. So go ahead, fill in those details. Once you've created your account, you're going to be brought to the Amazon Seller Central page. Now this is going to look unfamiliar and we're not going to just jump into it right now. I want to cover one thing before we get into actually adding your products. And that is what's known as a GTIN, or a Global Trade Item Number. This is a barcode that you typically see on the back of products. So for example, here's a notebook. I'll put a picture in there right now that you guys can see, but it's the barcode and the serial number that's on that barcode. And that's a requirement to sell on Amazon. So what you need to do before you even list your product is you need to purchase one of these barcodes, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. There are many different types of global trade item numbers, but the common ones that you'll recognize is your UPC, which we'll be using today. That is your universal product code. It's globally recognized, so that's why it's one of the most popular. If you're selling a book, you're going to go ahead and use the ISBN, which is your International Standard Book Number. And then if you're in Europe, use the European Article Number, the EAN. And for Japan, use the JAN or the Japanese Article Number. They're all the same unique product identifier. However, it's just going to be really up to you what you want to use for your product and for your business. So getting into how you can purchase these barcodes, there's really two ways you can go about doing this. The first and the most credible way of doing it is go to gs1.org. This is really the largest organization that sells these barcodes, and they're the most reputable. Amazon's going to tell you that you need a GS1 certified barcode, and they're going to funnel you to this website. Now, unfortunately, the thing about the GS1 barcodes is that it's very expensive. So as you can see with this pricing chart here, you actually purchase them in amounts of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, and so forth. So you can't just buy one, you have to sign up for at least 10 starting out. Now that initial fee is just really just an upfront cost to purchase it, and that's $250 for the first 10 barcodes you get. Now, obviously, the more barcodes that you do get, you are going to see a discount in the pricing. However, again, it's not cheap at all. And if that wasn't enough, just to buy this barcode, you're going to be signed up for an annual renewal fee. So even though you purchase them today, a year from now, you're going to have to renew them and pay that $50 fee if you're going to sign up for 10 of them. So as you can see, this is really expensive. However, it is the most credible way of doing business. I recommend if you have a product that you're going to be selling for a long time, go ahead and get 10 of these. It will eventually pay itself off, and you're going to have less potential headaches whenever you go ahead and list your products. Now, the second way and the cheaper way, and honestly probably the preferred way if you're a beginner seller, is to use a third-party service. So here's one that I've shown previously in some other tutorials. It's called Barcodes Mania. I've used them before, especially when I got started, and I've never had any issues using their UPCs. And as you can see, you can scroll down some of their pricing, so you can actually buy one barcode. You don't have to go ahead and buy 10. That one barcode is about $5, which is substantially cheaper than what GS1 is offering. And the reason that they're able to sell these so cheap in comparison to GS1 is that all of these barcodes are recycled. So prior to August 2002, as you can see here, all barcodes were actually just given to the person buying them, and there was no renewal fee, there was no membership that was involved in it. So what third-party services like Barcodes Mania does, they go ahead, they purchase these old barcodes, and then they recycle them and sell them to you at a cheaper price. And with these barcodes, there's not going to be any annual renewal fee, so it's very, very cheap. It's really up to you which service that you want to use. The last thing that I do want to mention is a common question that I receive, and that is how many barcodes do I need for my product? So let's say, for example, that we are selling this one single product. It's this unique product, and we are selling, let's say, 200 units to start off. Now, does that mean that I need 200 barcodes, or does it mean that I just need one barcode for all of those units? The simple answer is that for each unique product, you only need one barcode. So if I'm selling 200 of these, I only need one barcode, and I'll put that barcode on all 200 units. If that's still somewhat unclear, make sure to join the Patreon group and I can walk you through it in much more detail. Okay, so once you purchase your amount of barcodes that you need, let's go ahead and add our first product. Okay, now we're rolling. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our first product, and we are going to start at the Amazon Seller Central main page. This is really your dashboard. It shows you kind of what's going on with your balances, how many open orders you have. It's really just the central page that you start out at. So what we're doing here is we're using my test account to add a product, and we're going to add that iPhone SE case. Now to do so, the first step you got to take is go to the catalog tab up here and click Add Products. This brings us to this page here. Now it's very important, this step here is to differentiate yourself if you're selling an existing product that's already on the market, that's already on Amazon, or if you're going to be selling a new product. For me, in these iPhone SE cases, it's a new product, it has my brand on it, so no one else is selling this product. If you are selling a product that is already out there, you know it's already on Amazon, all you really have to do here is type in that product. So let's say that we are selling OtterBox iPhone cases. So we type in iPhone OtterBox cases. And we'll just say for the SE. Immediately, a bunch show up on this page here, and all we have to do is find that case that we're selling, and then you have to go to the right here, and it's going to say a couple different things. If you have to apply to sell that product, it's going to give you a button here, Apply to Sell. We'll get into this here in a second. Otherwise, it's going to say Sell this product, and all you have to do is click that, fill out your offer information, how much you're selling it for, and it's as simple as that. Now, I'm sure I piqued your curiosity on what this apply to sell means. Basically, what this means is that if you want to resell a product that already has a trademark brand, you're going to have to apply to sell it. So you will have to send an approval application to the brand owner requesting them if you can sell that product new. If you are selling a new product and or you're the brand owner, you won't have to apply to sell. You can go ahead and create your listing. And that's what I'm going to show you here right now. So let's take a step back, and since we're selling a new product, we can go to the bottom here where it says I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. Once you click that, you're going to be taken to this select a product category. And so what we need to do is for our specific product, we need to find a product department, product category that we're going to sell that in on Amazon. As you can see here, there's a bunch of different ones that you can browse through. And there's one thing I want you to keep an eye out for, and it's that lock that's right here. Just like applying to resell a branded product, you also have to get approval if you want to sell in some specific categories. As you can see here, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see that some of the product categories like groceries, jewelry, music, videos, and so forth, you actually have to request approval. And so what you'll do is you'll go to the right here, request approval, and submit your application. More than likely though, you won't have to do that. It all depends on the product category. So we'll jump back here, and instead of browsing through here, it's actually a lot easier and a lot more efficient with your time if you just go ahead and you search for that product category. We're selling iPhone cases. It's usually easiest just to type in the product, and then it says, all right, 7 matching categories found. Now what I do at this point, I just find the category that best represents the product that I'm selling. And so for me, it's probably this basic case since I'm just selling a transparent case. So I'll go ahead and click select this category. And once you click that, you're brought to the main page here. What we'll do now is we'll go through the vital information and we'll go through the variations, structuring your offer, as well as adding images for your product listing. Okay, so the first one is your vital information. This is really your unique information for that specific product. The first question you're going to be asked is really the most important, which is your product ID. Let's jump back to remember the GTIN, your global trade item number. You went ahead, you purchased it either from GS1 or you purchased it from Barcodes Mania or a third party, and now you got to copy and paste that number into here. Once you add that in here, you have to make sure you click this drop down, and it's going to ask you what specific product ID are you using. I purchased the UPC, you may have purchased something different, and go ahead and select that. It's important to note that this one has a lock next to it, and that represents that this field, this input cannot be changed after you click save and finish. So for this product, if I want to go back and to change the UPC or change the EAN, whatever it may be, I can't do that after I click save and finish. So make sure you get that number right at the very beginning. Next, we want to go ahead and add our title. You don't just want to do something very generic and simple like iPhone cases. You want to make sure that it has something specific that ties back to your product and is also appealing to customers who are potentially scrolling through your advertisement there. So we'll go ahead and we'll add our title here. It's this sample title that I just created and pasted in here. It goes over all the different iPhones that this case is compatible with, and it also gives some idea of the type of material that's used, the color, and some unique features like the anti-scratch technology. Next, you want to go to your brand. If you have a trademark brand, you want to make sure you put that in here. You do not necessarily need a trademark brand if you're reselling a product or if you have your own product that you make, but it's definitely the most credible and most reputable way of going about this. I have a trademark brand for ECI. You type that in here and that's all you have to do. Now, if you do just want to sell something as a generic brand, you can just type in generic or you can just put not applicable. Either one will work for you, but just be aware that your product doesn't have a brand at that point and it may not be as appealing if you were to have a brand when a potential customer sees it. So we'll leave it as ECI for me. The manufacturer, who actually manufactured that product? Did you create that yourself? If you did, you can go ahead and put your brand in here or whatever you really want. If someone else manufactured that product for you, you can go ahead and put that in here as well. And then you're going to be asked your manufacturing part number. This is again something that's entirely up to you. It's a way for you to organize your product. I usually just put 1 to keep things simple. Okay, that really sums it up for the vital information that you need to go ahead and put for your first product listing. The next tab to the right up here, as you can see, is variations. For this tab, you want to ask yourself a very simple question. Am I selling more than one of these products in different variations, right? And so a variation for this iPhone SE case would be a different color or maybe a different material. For this example, let's pretend that we're selling two different variants, a blue and a yellow iPhone SE case that's identical to this. And if you guys still need more information after watching this short segment on variations, I do have a longer length video that you can watch, which I'll put in the cards right now. Okay, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what type of variation do you want to add? Is it just color, which is what we're going to use for this example? Are there different sizes? Maybe you're selling t-shirts, so you have a small, you have a large, you have a medium. And then you can also have combinations of variants. So you may have a yellow small t-shirt and you also may have a blue medium t-shirt, right? But we're going to keep this simple for this and just do color. Again, I mentioned we have two different ones, and since we're just doing color, you just got to type in the color that it is. So blue and yellow. And then once you've typed in all your different variants, click Add Variations. And that's going to bring up a different tab down here, and it's going to ask you for some additional information. And really, this is just the vital information that we put in the beginning for our main parent product. However, for these child products, we also need to go ahead and add that information. The thing you really got to be aware of is this product ID. So as I mentioned before, you need one barcode for each one unique product. In this case, a new variant is a new unique product. So for this blue iPhone SE case, I still need to go ahead and purchase its own unique barcode. So go ahead, add that in there, add your UPC, select that it's a UPC. Then you also want to describe what condition is it in. Is it used or is it new? And then go ahead, add in the price, so $9.99, and then the quantity that you have. Let's just say we have 25 of these. And the last question you're going to be asked, it's not required, but you can fill it in here, is the color map. Really used for searchability. Just type in blue. Go ahead, do that for the same one down below. All right, guys, that is the end of part one here on how to list your product on Amazon. I decided to split this video into two different segments due to the amount of information that I am giving out to you guys. It's a lot of information and it'd be a lot just for one video. So keep an eye out for that part two if it's not out already. And again, if you've had any questions up to this point, make sure to leave a comment down below or join our Patreon group where I can help you one-on-one create your listing, start your Amazon store, or anything of that nature. All right, I'll catch you all in part two.